Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this is going to be a short video because this is going to be only be going over what's happening in San Francisco. Now, we all know San Francisco is a hellhole. It is a place of irredeemable qualities. It is a place where you go to get your car doors and windows smashed in on a regular and mostly 100% basis. So, yeah, there's that. Not only that, you have to step over homeless people. People also, being criminalized, doing criminal stuff there, guy beaten over the head with a crowbar. You know, things are like, this is a common thing that happens in San Francisco. You know what's another common thing that happens like that in other countries? Yeah, third world countries. This is a constant thing that happens in third world countries. And we dare say it's probably even worse in third world countries. But don't fret, guys. There's still more destruction to be ahead, because now we have where a single woman here is asking to white businesses to pay reparations for black people to give funding to the black businesses. I know, it sounds asinine, right? You're like, no, Jam Reports, that's impossible. That can't happen. Why would that possibly be a thing? Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but it's a thing. Why don't you take a look for yourself? I'm pretty sure it'll be eye-opening for you.
Business owners to pay reparations to black and brown business owners. Councilwoman Candy Citabaca has not made a formal proposal of a race-based tax, which would almost certainly draw an immediate challenge on constitutional grounds.
Capitalism was built on stolen land, stolen labor, and stolen resources.
Denver Councilwoman Candy Citabaca, Democratic Socialist, posted the clip from the runoff election forum this week to her TikTok.
A check today could not undo the cumulative impact of generations of that stolen wealth in all of those categories.
Both Citabaca and her opponent, Darrell Watson, support racial reparations. Watson suggested private business investment in underserved communities. Citabaca suggested that Denver's white-led businesses could pay an extra tax that would go to minority-owned businesses.
You could be collecting those extra taxes from white-led businesses all over the city and redistributing them to black and brown-owned businesses who are not targeted or who are simply just black or brown owned. And that's one way to give back in the business form fashion.
Citabaca told me San Francisco has a similarly aimed legacy business program. San Francisco's legacy business program supports long-standing small businesses regardless of the race of the owner. And it's funded through the city's general fund, not by taxing white-led businesses. Citabaca also told me the constitutionality of a race-based tax is not a factor because the tax would be considered voluntary if it was collected by business improvement districts or BIDs. A BID is formed when a majority of business owners in an area vote to create a quasi-governmental agency with taxing authority. The City of Denver's Finance Department confirmed that once a BID is created, its taxes are not voluntary for businesses within the district.
There is a way for us to change that structure and put black and brown people in ownership positions over our basic needs.
After Citabaca's post was picked up by right-wing media outlets, her office released a statement saying she is being, quote, targeted by a white nationalist mob. Citabaca is frequently the only dissenting voice on a number of issues before city council, and she's been a top target of the Democratic establishment in the city since she won a runoff against former city council president Albus Brooks 4 years ago. Citabaca faces a runoff election in June.
Yeah, so that's what's going on here. It's really sad that we have to have this type of talk constantly and reparations and all this BS. Because I'll be honest, the only way I really want this reparations is to only benefit myself and my family, and specifically my friends and family. That's the only way I would do it. And I don't even want that because I don't like handouts. I do not need to be taken care of by the actual government and be pitied by the government and seem I'm lesser than because they think that I can't do anything myself. I can do things myself very well. I find myself to be at least moderately intelligent into the fact that I can take care of myself, go to work, feed my family, and all those other things without the aid of the government. If you get out of my life, it would be a great help. But of course, the government needs to be influenced. It needs to tell me that I am inadequate, that I am not able to do these things. You need help, you poor black person. Well, let me put this into perspective. Black people, in this regard, do not need your help, government. We see the baka, which, by the way, baka in Japanese would be idiot, but of course you're too illiterate or too dumb to actually even know that. So, what we come down to this regard, to this point of matter of it is that these Democrats don't care about us. They don't care about you, and they sure as hell don't care about anybody that has none of their benefit at heart. All they just care about is themselves and that vote and that stand power that they really, really want. Fortunately for them, we're not going to give it to them because that would be stupid and asinine. But in places like San Francisco, that's different. Those things will always go by and pass by. You'll probably still give votes because the people there in San Francisco are idiots, and they tend to always vote for people that want to control more of their lives and ruin more of their city, and cause more crime, and make it more unsafe, and lose their stores. And like I've always said, they need to suffer massive repercussions for their actions. The only time people will do that is when, everything bad hits the fan. And it becomes a legitimate third world war type country type stuff before people really start to realize, oh, this is not good. But that's what's happening in San Francisco. Hopefully that this won't go through, but there's a good chance that it will probably go through with her because she'll probably still get the vote. But we can always have that hope. Just letting you guys know what's on the uppity up with San Francisco and its insanity. But that's it from here. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care, ladies and gentlemen.